Hey folks, Dr. Steve Edwards here. Okay. Hey folks, Dr. Steve Edwards here, oral fitness expert. I'm here to show you the oral fitness way of brushing your teeth. It's different from what you think usually, and so the vast majority. Many dental problems are caused by brushing wrong, brushing too hard, inadequate brushing, gum recession, toothbrush abrasion, and so forth. And toothbrushes can actually be almost like dangerous objects if they're not used right. And with me, I like to think of oral hygiene as oral fitness. And there are certain ways you have to work out, obviously, otherwise you're going to hurt yourself and pull a muscle or whatever. So it's especially important with toothbrushing because you can irreversibly damage your teeth and not even clean them, actually. So let's get with it, okay? First thing you have to do is imagine that your teeth are like fingernails, okay? And let's imagine my lower teeth for now. My lower teeth, imagine, are fingernails. And in order to brush your fingernail, let's say you were working in the yard and you got dirt under your cuticles right here somehow and under your nails. Would it make sense to brush sideways on your teeth or your nails, for example? No. Would it make sense to go up and down? Not even really that, honestly. But it makes sense to angle your brush at a 45 degrees into the, I keep talking about teeth and nails, but imagine you're cleaning your nails, okay? It would make sense to brush your nails in such a way that the bristles are poking into the gum line or the cuticle, I should say. Gosh, keep getting it goofed. And it wouldn't make sense to brush across like this. It would make sense to brush into the gums at about a 45 degree angle. Kind of hard to do on the camera. But you can get the idea of how the bristles can actually get into the crevices. See how they're kind of like that? Okay? So that would be, you would aim the bristles down into the gums like this. Okay? Same thing with top teeth. Imagine I have fingernails for top teeth, but excuse me, I would brush up into the gums at a 45 degree angle, like that. 45 degrees meaning the handle like this, not like this or whatever, but turning the handle in such a way like that. So the idea is to think of your teeth as fingernails and try to get the bristles to go into the cuticle or gum line. Okay, that's one part of it. Another part is the fact that when you open your mouth kind of wide to brush, the coronoid process of your mandible, which connects your temporalis muscle to your head and so forth, that whole mechanism comes right in front of your molars. You can feel it move right in front of your molars, and that prevents you from actually brushing your upper molars. So many times people open up, they stick a toothbrush in there, and they start brushing, and all they do is get to the bicuspids, and they can't even get far enough back in the molars to clean. So to demonstrate that, I have a skull. Sorry, but it's really the only thing that really I have to do it with here. And you can see here, the temporalis muscle would be a big fan-shaped muscle that comes from here and comes down and attaches to the coronoid process of the mandible right here. And so if you can imagine some thick wad of muscles and attachments coming right through the zygomatic arch process right here and down and through here, And when your jaw opens up, it actually kind of comes forward like so. It hinges a little bit, but then it starts to come forward like this. And then all these, all the muscles and attachments that attach to this thing come out and kind of in front of your molars up here, and you can't get a toothbrush very easily back into this area here. So what you have to do, really, seems kind of counterintuitive, is you actually have to close a little bit and then move your jaw to one side, so like this. So let's say I want to brush my upper right up here. I would close a little bit and then move my jaw to the right side, and then I would have enough room to get a toothbrush in, and I could go all the way around the corner. So that would be, if this is Ralph's right side up here, he would close a little bit and then he would shift his jaw like this. And you can see the space that opens up when you shift your jaw right there. Okay, wow, that's quite a lot of space. Then you can actually get a toothbrush to come around here. Remember, at 45 degrees up into the gums, okay? Kind of hard with this. 45 degrees up into that, and you can get practically all around to the back of your tooth even. Look on the other side, how there's virtually no space at all when on the left side of Ralph over here. He can't get anything inside there, you see? So one of the big problems I see is that people have gobs of crap on their molars, first, second, and third molars on both sides, because they just open and they just stick it in and brush, and they're not moving their jaw to one side or the other. Okay. The next one is you got to have a kind of a program or a plan. So what I do, and I recommend you just start the same all the time, do it all the same. So I start on the top right, I move my jaw to the right side, close a little bit, and I stick my toothbrush all the way back, and I start up there to 45 degrees like this, not 45 this way, but 45 degrees up like this, and I make little movements. I actually use an electric brush mostly, but you can do the same thing. I'm pretty good with a regular brush anyhow. So I make little movements like this, not sawing, that's not right. By the way, most of the TV brushing that you see in movies and stuff is totally wrong. People have gobs of toothpaste in their mouth and they're sawing away like this, and whatever, and it's just like, it's BS actually. That'd be like putting as much weight as you can on weights and going like this and trying to show off and lift a railroad wheels or whatever and show off. It's not right. So you have to aim the brush up and move your jaw to the side, okay, and then come around the corner like this. And I used to be a bodybuilder, so my boobs were kind of big, and I couldn't get my arm to come around my face enough like this, So I thought, what if I turned my damn head, So anyhow, I would get the brush up here, and then I would just turn my head like this, instead of trying to get my arm across like this and fight my boobs, whatever. So I start up in the top right, and then I brush and move my head this way, and then I go this way and I move across this way, and then I open up, and I don't want to use the one I use on the skull, but what you can do then is, once your mouth is opened up, you come in, so you've come around the side here like this, okay? Then you come around back behind the tooth, and then you use the tips of the bristles to hit the palate area, so I can get that in there. So now here's the palate up here, and you can see the bristles hitting the palate. It's really hard to brush this way in the mouth. You sort of gag, So what I do is I use the tips of the bristles to come and hit here. And notice where the edge of the toothbrush is against the lower jaw down here. Okay, kind of use the lower jaw as a template, and if you have the toothbrush sort of like this and have the tip up here and the lower jaw banging against your lower, the toothbrush neck right here banging against your lower teeth, that's the correct angle. And you can keep that all the way around like this, and you will be amazed at how different that feels in your mouth. You'll actually be cleaning for once in the gum lines around your teeth, even behind your teeth. It's astonishing. Then once I get around to the other side, I just reverse that and I go in like so. Okay, I go in like so, and notice where these upper front teeth are hitting the neck of the toothbrush here. I'm coming down like this and go across like this, all the while trying to follow the upper arch as a template against the neck of the toothbrush. Okay, and that's really important because on the lower jaw, our molars are actually windswept in a little bit like this. Just how we're made, you know, our lower teeth kind of just turn in like this. So that means that a lot of food gets caught in the lingual surfaces of the molars, the tongue side, under here, you know, on any side. And most people just brush the tops of the teeth and don't even get the inside part. And whenever I'm cleaning teeth, I get tons of crud from all around the inside of the mouth. It's like, you know, it's like when I used to work on cars, and I would come in from working on cars and wash up and leave, and I'd still have big gobs of grease, you know, on my elbow and stuff right here, you know. Like I missed it, or I didn't even see it, or something like that, or on the back, you know. Crazy. So anyhow, you have to get that brush down in there like this and follow all the way around, okay, and then come around like this and get the bristles down at a 45 degrees. And again, you want to, you know, don't fight your boobs. Turn your head like this and then like this and come around, and that's it, you know. I don't really spend 2 minutes brushing my teeth. I could, I suppose, but I do a good job in 30-40 seconds maybe. If I spend 2 minutes, I've generally gone over my whole mouth like 4 times. You know, but you can spend 2 minutes learning. So I would show you in real life, but it's kind of messy and it's hard to videotape. I've tried it before and I just look like a mad rabid dog, you know. But mainly, we build up a lot of tartar in 3 main areas. Up here where our parotid glands shoot out against our molars, and down behind our lower front teeth where that tongue, the submandibular gland, squirts out and gleeks against our teeth down there. And we get tartar in those 3 areas. And those 3 areas are the worst areas, and people miss all the time. They didn't, you know. So that's really the toothbrushing technique. I'll have more videos later about other stuff. And one last thing I'll tell you. This is important. You know, when you start brushing and you open up your toothpaste and you put a glob of toothpaste on your brush, and then you just start jamming in there, usually you're habitual, and you start on one side and you start sawing away. What do you think happens? Imagine if I were to take some Comet cleanser and put it on a scrub brush and start cleaning the countertop, you know, like right here, in the same spot every day with fresh Comet cleanser. I'd probably get a hole in my countertop, or I'd scratch the hell out of it right here, you know. And that's what I see in people who put toothpaste on their toothbrush and just start sawing away. Now, think about it a minute. Do you use fresh toothpaste for every tooth? I mean, do you put a glob on and go, and then, oh, it's foam, put more on there and put some more on? No. You put some on there and you start sawing away, and pretty soon it's foam in a few seconds, and then you use foam for the rest of your teeth, right? But where was the most damage done in the first place? It's that area where it just started. And over the years, that keeps on getting worse and worse. So what I advocate is I take toothpaste, put it on my finger or my brush, for example, and I just squish it on my teeth, however, and I squish it back and forth like that all around in the mouth, and distribute the toothpaste and turn it to foam everywhere. And then I just brush the foam around. By then, you know, all the gritty particles have been dispersed kind of a lot, and it's mainly foam. And that, I think, has contributed to the fact that I hardly have any abrasion on my teeth. You know, and I think it makes a lot of sense. I remember when I was a dental technician, let me back up a second. Many dentists have a theory that people are grinding their teeth left and right, and they're wearing out their teeth somehow, grinding, like their teeth are flexing and the enamel's busting off and whatever, you know. And I think to myself, well, that doesn't make any sense, because we've been humans for a million years, or I forget, you know, a long time, you know. We've been humans a long time. And you'd think that our teeth were designed to be breaking while we're, you know, chewing and whatever. It doesn't make sense. Maybe in some rare cases. But I know they can flex. I'm not discounting that. But I remember as a dental technician years ago, one of the first things I saw, my boss showed me a denture, plastic denture, and it looked like somebody had taken some kind of a saw to the side of it, or a grinder, and just ground big long scratches in the denture. And he asked me, "What do you think that is, Steve?" And I said, "I don't know." And he goes, toothbrush abrasion. People brush their dentures like they brush their teeth, and they wear the hell out of their dentures just like they wore their teeth out. So that stuck in my mind, you know. So when I started seeing people with a lot of abrasion on their teeth, that's the first thing I thought of was, oh, like the denture. And then other dentists come with the crazy idea like, oh, you're grinding your teeth and the enamel's busting off. Well, if your teeth are flexing, why is it only busting off on the outer surface and not on the inside by your tongue? Okay. And also, how's come it busts off on teeth that don't even have an opposer, for example, like somebody's been missing a tooth for 40 years down below, and the tooth up above has a big old notch in it because, like all three teeth in a row have been notched like heck, and there's no teeth down below, and they haven't had any teeth for 30 or 40 years. And what have they been chewing on? Nothing. You know, their teeth have been flapping, hanging down there, nothing to hit, nothing to force them, and they're worn out too. So crazy. So what I recommend is squishing toothpaste between your teeth, turning it to foam, and then brushing the foam around. And there's another reason for that too, and that is I like to floss the toothpaste foam between my teeth. I don't just take floss and just floss crud from one tooth to another, inoculating each tooth site with more crud. I take some toothpaste, squish it around like that, and I floss that toothpaste foam. And whenever I tell people that, they look at me like I'm a friggin' Martian. Like, what? What? You floss toothpaste? Never heard of that, you know. And then when I tell them I floss twice a day, they're like shocked, like, what the hell, you know. And I think, well, you know, it works for me. I guess that's why I don't have dental problems and you do, you know. Okay, so that's it. Thank you.